There are so many things that I wish I knew when I was learning to wing foil, and I see people making the same mistakes that I did over and over again. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 most common mistakes that people make when they're learning to wing foil and give you some pro tips to make sure that you expedite your learning curve, get wing foiling faster, and enjoy this amazing sport a lot more. Let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. Blaze here with West Coast Wing Foil, and let's dive into the 5 most common mistakes that beginners make when they're learning to wing foil. The most common mistake that people new to wing foiling make is that they buy the wrong gear. This can stunt or completely ruin your learning curve because when it comes to wing foiling, gear is important. I have a full video on the gear that you need based on your body size and riding conditions. I'll link that in the description below, but I'd say out of all the key pieces, board size will be the most important factor for getting you up on foil when you're starting out. There is a very simple formula to know what board size you need when you're starting out. Just take your weight in kilograms and add 40 to that number. That will give you the volume in liters of the board that you should get. So if I'm a 75 kilogram rider, I'll add 40, which tells me that I should get a 115 liter board when I'm starting out. So many people new to wing foiling who have some kind of board experience think that they can go for a lower volume board and struggle a bit more in the beginning in the hopes that they can grow into their smaller board and have it for longer. I had this exact mindset when I was starting out, and let me tell you that it's just something that I do not recommend. I see so many people on the water trying to take this shortcut, and it's a recipe for disaster. People will literally spend 2 or 3 sessions unable to stand on their board, and they're not making any progress learning to wing foil. When you're starting out, a big board will allow you to stand comfortably, it will significantly reduce your time in the water, and it will give you so much more opportunity to learn how to ride your foil. I'll include some board recommendations in the video description below that I personally stand behind, so make sure to check those out. The second mistake wing foilers make is pumping their wing. I have a video that details pumping your wing and getting up on foil, which I'm going to link in the video description, but the biggest issue I see with new wingers is their wing pumping technique. So many people think that pumping your wing just means hammering it back and forth. When you pump your wing, think of it more as a scooping motion where you're scooping the air. You're not only focusing on generating forward momentum, but you're also focusing on generating lift. The lighter you are on your board, the faster that you're going to get up on foil. That's also why lighter boards give you an advantage for getting up on foil because there's less weight acting against your lift. So instead of back and forth motion, use a big scooping motion, get your hands nice and high, and bring your wing down and towards you. You want to give yourself a nice long power stroke, reset the wing without pushing it back the opposite direction, and continue your scoops until you start feeling the board taking off. If you're finding this video helpful, please hit those like and subscribe buttons and comment below with an update on where you're at in your wing foil journey. It really helps more people find my video, grow my channel, and potentially fund my wing foil obsession to help others expedite their learning curve. The third common mistake I see with beginners is their foot placement and weight distribution. If you're struggling to get up on foil, a lot of beginners think that they need to lean back to generate lift on their foil and bring them out of the water. The problem with this is that if you're going too slow, leaning back will actually cause you to stall and lose all of your momentum. It's a bit counterintuitive, but think of it like an airplane wing trying to take off when it's moving slowly. If you're going too slow, it's just not going to take off, and opening the wing will act like a brake, slowing you down further. What you want to do instead is put more pressure on the foil's front wing by pumping with your legs further towards the front of your board. This is going to load the foil's front wing and activate it to step up like a Stairmaster as you give it pressure. It's a similar effect to a bird flapping their wings, pushing down on the main wing to give you more lift instead of just angling it up while you're gliding. So when you get a bit of speed, you can physically move your back foot forward and really put pressure and weight on the front wing of your foil to step up out of the water and get you going on foil. This also helps release the surface tension that acts like a glue between your board and the water, As you're pumping and moving your weight forward, it's going to cause you to bounce up out of the water and release that surface tension that's attached to your board. The next common mistake that I see, and I know I was the culprit of this one, is not being smart with your energy. When you fall off your wingboard, you often are super eager to get back up as fast as possible. I'd go down and just be instantly grabbing my board, erratically trying to flip over my wing, and there was just a kind of chaos in getting myself together with a ton of wasted energy exerted. If you fall into the water, be methodical with your process. Moving slowly is actually going to get you up faster and save you a ton of energy. Try to always follow the same routine. Get your board on the downwind side of you. If your wing has flipped over, grab it closer to the wingtip to flip it right side up. Take a few breaths and then slowly get yourself up onto your board to give it another go. Rushing is only going to slow you down and cause you to do things the wrong way and make your life a lot more difficult. I noticed this especially when I was a little farther out or wing foiling in a new spot, which made me feel definitely a little more uncomfortable, and I just wanted to get myself up and out of the water as fast as I could. That small level of panic made me fall in a few extra times, struggle more with my setup, and overall made me less efficient. Now I consciously take a second in the water to actively force myself to move slower, which proves to be much more efficient and actually gets me up faster. The final mistake that I wanted to share is a common comment that I get in all my wing foil videos and something I hear a lot from people starting out. Getting started with wing foiling is difficult. Those first few sessions are going to be a lot of work, and you may not even get up on foil until your third, fourth, or maybe even fifth session. Some people maybe even take longer. Wind speed, gear, technique, fitness, and coordination all play into your success, but the key thing to getting up on when you wing foil is your time spent on the water. Do not be discouraged if your first few sessions make you feel hopeless. Learn, watch more tutorials, but most importantly, understand that wing foil success is all about time spent on the water. To get going and get better, you just need to spend more time on the water, practicing, struggling, and learning. Everyone goes through this, so try and get yourself out as much as possible in a shorter window of time. If you can do this, I guarantee you will get going. It doesn't matter how many sessions it takes you, it just matters that you get there. Before I close out this video, I did want to showcase the incredible board I'm riding, made by Roberts. Roberts make custom boards that are stronger, lighter, and more innovatively designed compared to production boards. If you want the best wing foil board on the planet to get you flying faster, make sure to check them out in the video description, along with my other free wing foiling resources. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more wing foil videos to come.